mystery before I talk about Erin. Have a house. I know how this all came about. Mr. Ryan, one of his favorite sayings was, as everybody went on the field, hustle, hustle. Then that went down to have a hustle. But after years and years, he just said, huss, have a huss, have a house. That's the now you know. That's the truth, as long as you're. The next individual I get to introduce is Erin Perdue, the pound for pound, probably the finest running back we ever had at Hartley High School.
No doubt.
Yeah.
He was a member of the football and track team. I know his track team, the relay team, and he ran on 4x100, set a state record. I think his senior year, I think that record still stands. I can't tell you much about track, but I can tell you much about football. He was a 3-year letterman for us, 2-year starter. In those 3 years, he was twice All CCL. He was twice All Central District. He was twice the Offensive Player of the Year in the Central District, and once the co-Offensive Player of the Year in the state. He was 2-time All-State. I don't think we've had any athlete here who's been 2-time All-State. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I don't think so. He was, his senior year, he was Player of the Week 3 times. He was the Suburban News Player of the Year his senior year. And some of the accolades that I jotted down are just unbelievable. He holds a single rushing record. He carried the ball 19 times for 331 yards. I'll tell you more about that game a little bit. He's the second in career rushing with 4,377 yards. He scored 5 touchdowns in 3 games, 4 touchdowns in 3 games. He had 2 seasons with over 1,000 yards rushing, over 1,600 as a junior, over 2,100 as a senior. Junior year, he averaged 7.1 a carry. Senior year, he averaged 9.5 a carry. He has 57 career touchdowns. 19 of those were over 30 yards. He scored a total of 348 points. Some basketball players would like to score that much. He had 20 games of over 100-yard rushing. 5 of those were over 200. 2 of those over 300. He also caught 2 passes, 1 for a touchdown, had a kickoff return for a touchdown. He was the whole package. 2 games I want to talk about in particular. His first game, the first game I want to talk about was against Centennial, where he carried 19 times for 331 yards and 5 TDs. The interesting parenthetical remark about that is he carried for 297 yards in the first half. He only carried once in the second half. That was an amazing performance. And I don't think that too many times you'll ever see that matched. The other game I want to talk about is the Bel Air game. Our coaches, we remember this as probably one of the greatest victories in Hartley history. It was almost like a state championship to us. Bel Air was a big power down on the river, or as they call it there, Blair. And Blair had come up the year before. When Erin was a junior, we were both undefeated, big game of the week, and they had whacked us pretty good. So the next day we went down there. Now Blair, when we went to Blair to play, they made it sure that they had a little advantage. They usually play at noon, which means we had to come down here and be down there ready to go at noon. The other thing is, when the time we went down there, they had just freshly painted their locker rooms. So you couldn't even go in the locker room because it stunk so much. The fumes you could see. So thank God it was not a rainy day, so we could stay outside. But they were trying to greet us. has good riders. Geyer, the week before, had lost, they played somebody in West Virginia, and they lost their first game in, I think, 42 games. So they were coming off a loss, so we expected them to be ready to go. They had also won 35 games in a row at home. And in one of the great games that we played, we pulled out a great victory, winning 21-13 down there. Erin carried 37 times for 170 yards. He sequenced the game. We're leading 14-13 with 5 minutes to go. And we drove 70 yards in 5 plays. Erin ran for 28, 20, and the final 9 yards that sealed the victory. He, pound for pound, as I say, the best running back we probably ever had. His greatest skill, and nobody could match this, and he couldn't teach anybody because I don't think he knew how to do it. He did it. He's the one player I saw who could run at full speed and change direction. Change direction at full speed, which made him as talented as he was. I know following high school, he went to University of Indianapolis and played there for a year, lettered. Then he came back to Ohio State, finished there, graduated there, and then ended up with his MBA from Franklin University in 2016. So I'd say he's done pretty good for himself. Congratulations, Erin, on your introduction to the Hartley High School Hall of Fame.